Once upon a time, there was a beautiful and benevolent queen who lived in a well-stocked castle with her family. And everyone in the castle had everything that their hearts could desire, and they never ever wanted for anything.
Hey, Queen, we're almost out of hot chocolate.
What? How is this even possible? I make like a giant bucket. Do-do-do, do-do-do, vegan prepper. Do-do-do, do-do-do, vegan prepper. I already have my recipe video on the channel for my vegan hot cocoa mix, and this is exactly that same recipe, just like to a much larger scale. Just because my family goes through it so quickly, I found myself like, I used to make a little quart jar of the mix, but that is just not enough with 4 people in the house who enjoy drinking this. We were going through it way too quickly, and so I started making a 2-gallon bucket at a time of the hot cocoa mix. And yeah, so it gives me a little bit of a buffer in between times. So it does still take us quite a while to get through a 2-gallon bucket, but this is how I make it now. And there are just a few tips and tricks for making a really large quantity of the mix that I thought I would share so that you can avoid a couple of the pitfalls if you are interested in making a quantity like this for either your family, or say you're gonna do like Christmas gifts or something, jars of hot cocoa mix, and you just wanna make a huge batch. I got you covered. The recipe, just really fast before we get any further, is 2 parts sugar, 2 parts coconut milk powder, and 1 part cacao powder. Super simple. No matter how much or how little you are making, you can scale it as desired, which is one of the reasons I truly love working with recipes that are in parts rather than necessarily specific measurements. Although, as a top tip, if you want to go ahead and do a little bit of math, a lot of times you can kind of figure it out. So if I had said 1 cup of coconut milk powder, 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of cacao powder, you would be able to look at that and do the math and realize, oh, that's just 2 parts sugar, 2 parts coconut milk powder, 1 part cacao powder. And hopefully I don't have to try to explain that. But if you can kind of get through there and do the math, you can figure out the parts for yourself on maybe some of your recipes that are similar to that. And then you can use that information to scale your recipes as desired. All right, so basically you'll just need a large mixing bowl, a strainer, a spoon, and measuring cups. And so for me, my 1 part for the recipe is going to be a 1/2 cup. So all of this is separate because this all touches chocolate. We have a chocolate allergy in-house, and so I need to keep stuff separate. Thankfully, it's not like an anaphylactic allergy, but it is a real allergy. And so you also need your coconut milk powder, your coconut sugar, your cacao, your ingredients. And so for me, what I do, it's really handy because it's 2 parts coconut milk powder, 2 parts coconut sugar. My 2-part measuring cup is just separate from all of the chocolate stuff, and that goes back and forth between these two. I'm not so concerned about there being mixed contamination between these two because they're both made of coconut. So if there's somebody who can't have coconut, then they can't have any of that anyway. But these things are kind of separate because they touch the chocolate. And so as I'm working, I will do my coconut milk powder in that, but just, work at keeping chocolate separate from those items because I do use both of these items in recipes for my husband, who is the one who can't have chocolate. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get through showing you exactly how this process works. And it's just super easy, but there's just a couple of steps involved. process for as many times as your sanity or your children will allow. For me this time around, it was about 5 times. But you know, still it's progress. You've got yourself a nice large batch of hot cocoa mix now that you did not have before, and I'm going to finish the rest on a different day. But I'm sure that you would like to see how we go ahead and put this together and make hot chocolate. And that beep, if you heard it, was my water coming to a boil. So let's go ahead and go to the kitchen and make some hot chocolate. All right, so when you're ready to make your mix or your actual hot chocolate, I usually do about 1/4 to 1/3 of the bottom of the cup ends up being mixed. And then some of us enjoy cinnamon in our hot chocolate and others don't. So Sage and Mommy like cinnamon, but Elliot does not like cinnamon. So this is Elliot's cup. Are you gonna put cinnamon in Elliot's cup? No, good job. So do cinnamon in Mommy's cup and Sage's cup, but not in Elliot's cup. Good job. Now we need to get the hot water. All right, so we do the hot water.
No.
And I leave space for extra plant milk on top. So we like to have our hot chocolate kind of extra creamy. And that was true even back when we were using the hot chocolate mixes in packets like from the store. I leave extra for Sage, or extra room for milk for Sage, so that hers gets cooler than the others do faster. But anyway, even when we were using the hot chocolate packet mixes from the store, we were pretty much always adding milk on top. And then this, you know, we'll put our extra plant milk on top, but we're also, you know, it's way cheaper doing it like this, especially considering it's vegan. And it, I don't know, I think it's healthier. I think the ingredients are healthier. They're all organic and everything. I'm not 100% sure that it's cheaper than straight up, just like conventional hot chocolate from the store. If you get like the cheapest kind, because we are using kind of the more premium ingredients. But yeah, basically you just stir it up. We add the milk, and then we have amazing, creamy, delicious hot chocolate.
Try.
Now, good job. Good job. And fill it up to the top. Well, not to the top. Right there is good. All right, good.
Okay, let me get in this.
Yes.
Is that enough?
Maybe a little more. Good job. And now do the last one. Do Elliot's.
Oops.
Oh, you did a great job. That's fine.
A little bit more.
Keep going. Yeah, a little more.
There.
All right. Beautiful. Now we'll stir it one more time.
Okay. Let me stir mine one more time.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Oh, it is so good. It's so creamy and like kind of dark tasting. I really love that it's really like with the coconut sugar, you get almost more of a dark chocolate, hot chocolate, and it's like rich and kind of, just so good. I really love that taste. And so that's how I prefer my hot chocolate. But if you would rather have just like a super sweet, kind of more classic hot chocolate, like American hot chocolate taste, then go ahead and use some organic white sugar, and that will give you a much sweeter taste. But I do really prefer it like this. There's also the coconut sugar itself has some sort of a, I don't know, like almost a deeper flavor. Like it gives a richness to the hot chocolate that isn't there otherwise. And then yeah, just that little extra bit of the plant milk, and oh, so good. But I love how you can adjust this however you want. And then also just with a couple of tips and tricks, you can make a very large quantity for your family to have on hand so that you don't have to constantly be making more hot chocolate. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments down below any thoughts or, I don't know, just comments, right, that you have. The comment section is poorly. Comments. Okay, I'm going to stop. And as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. See you in the next one.